Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're talking about Banshee, the episode that aired tonight, February 28th, 2014. It's called Evil for Evil. Major spoilers, man. Stop listening now if you have not had an opportunity to watch that episode. Here we go. My favorite character. It happened tonight, man. It happened in a way that I didn't expect it. I went in tonight's episode, man. This is what I usually do, man. I don't read anything about the episode of Banshee. I always watch, next week's preview. But I usually only watch it one time, unless it's just really, really good, and really juicy. And, I'll watch it multiple times, okay? But tonight I was like, yo, it's Banshee Friday. There's Mardi Gras down here. I had finished Mardi Gras. I had about an hour left. I rushed home, sat down, started watching Banshee, and my guard was down, I think, man. I mean, I felt the tension in the episode. I felt like there was something was going to happen, but I had it all wrong, man. I had it all wrong, and it hurt. It hurt my soul, man. Like there's no greater pain than what I felt tonight, man. I mean, I felt every emotion, okay? Every single emotion, man, that was given to us on the screen, man. And I'm at a loss for words of what happened tonight, man. We're talking about Deputy Emmett Yawners, who is Banshee PD's only black police officer. And this dude is like 6'9". He should have been a football player. Some stuff happened. And he kind of we found out some stuff happened. And then he kind of ended up being inside of Banshee PD. He ended up being a police officer, man. He says this tonight, man. And let me give you a direct quote. I never wanted to be a cop. I just wanted to play football. We got an amazing backstory for him in a non-traditional way for Banshee. And it was all by words. Deputy Emmett Yawners, man, he talked about his past and he gave us his future, man. And his future was just like he said, man. He understands that he is in this situation, that he's here as a police officer to stand up for those who don't have a voice. Here's what happened, man. Skinheads, the same skinheads from last week that Brock and Lucas and Yawners, man, had to beat up. I don't really want to say beat up, but they defended themselves. I mean, there was no other way to get around it. The skinheads started it. Banshee PD finished it. The skinheads lost. And this week, the skinheads came back with a vengeance, and I don't even really know how to even. Some bad stuff happened on screen, man. You got to forgive me, man. It's tough, man. I can't even really voice it, man. But we'll get through this, man. Meg Yawners is Deputy Emmett Yawners' wife. She was pregnant. Everything was going good, man. Everything was going good, man. Emmett and Meg are at a diner. They're having lunch together. And they're talking about the future, man. They're talking about their kid. They're talking about their hopes. They're talking about their dreams. They're talking about everything. It's just a perfect scene, man. Love, commitment, beauty. And then all of a sudden, man, across the street, you see a kind of shady looking character, man. And I think Emmett, man, he picked up on this, but he didn't react to it. He didn't act on it. He didn't do anything. I'm telling you, man, I felt it too, man. And he leaves, man. He leaves his wife to go back to work. And then his wife gets up and she walks outside back to her car, or she's walking towards a direction. It looks like her car. The skinheads are waiting for her. They approach her, they insult her, they say some things that probably shouldn't have been said, but obviously they're skinheads and they hate everything about the situation that's going on with Emmett and Meg. They don't like it. And they call her unborn child a racial slur, and he touches her stomach as she's saying it. So they kind of violate her space. And the person I'm talking about is the guy named Sharp, who was from last week's episode. Sharp touches her belly, says the racial slurs, and then Meg slaps him in the face. She slaps him as hard as ever, man. And I was like, oh gosh. As soon as that happened, my everything, my heart just sank, man. I felt horrible. I felt sick to my stomach, man, because I knew what was going to happen, but I didn't think they were going to go that route, man. Sharp, he reacts, man. As soon as she slaps him, he reacts. He punches Meg across the face, and he punches her. The only way I can describe it is he punches her like a man. He punches her in a way that a man would hit a man. That's about as best as I can describe it. It was violent, man. It was a violent, unnecessary hit, man. And he knocks her unconscious, man. Like she's done. She's on the ground. There's blood splats out of her mouth, man. She's on the ground. She's bleeding out of her face. Obviously, her mouth probably broke her jaw or something like that, man. And then one of Sharp's guys, for no reason, kicks Meg in the stomach where her unborn child is at and kills her baby. He kicks her so hard. I'm serious, man. Like you can hear it. You can hear the leather of the boot go through the clothing into the flesh of the stomach. And you hurt. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah. Needless to say, man, Meg ends up going to the hospital. Yawners finds out about it. He goes to the hospital, to make sure his wife is okay. That's when he finds out that the baby is dead. The baby didn't survive. Meg survives. And what I love about the character of Meg, what I absolutely love, is her faith, man. She says, this is a test. That's all. After everything that happened to her, losing her child, being beaten, violently beaten, being punched like a dude, she still remained strong in her faith, man. And she tried to pass that message to Emmett, but it was just too late, man. At that point, Emmett was already broken, man. There was no going back from that. And Emmett goes back to Banshee Police Department. He tells a lie to the secretary. He says that Brock is following him in. He's going to stay with him on the night shift to guard the skinheads who are in prison, locked up, because Brock and Kelly, Deputy Brock and Deputy Kelly, they go and they arrest the skinheads, bring them to Banshee Police Department, put them behind bars, which is justice. And we're just awaiting the trial, but Emmett takes matters into his own hands. He goes into the evidence locker, grabs the evidence from Kai Proctor's basement, all the weapons, lays them out, picks up the brass knuckles, puts them on. As he's doing this, he's telling a story about his father, man, how his father, now a dead man, tried to approach racism in such a way that was, I guess, honorable, or the correct way as far as what society would do. or what was society would deem the correct way. And it got him nowhere. He lost his car. He lost his job. He lost everything. And that's when Deputy Yawners says, man, he says, I never wanted to be a cop. I just wanted to play football. He goes over to the cells. He unlocks the cells one by one. There's 2 cells. One cell contains Sharp, the skinhead leader. The other contains two skinheads from Sharp's little gang. And I don't even want to call it a gang. I'd probably call it a cult. Anyway, he unlocks it. He steps up towards the entrance of the cell and he says, it's simple. Make it past me and you're home free. That's all there is to it. You make it past me or you get past me and you're home free. Like, it's that simple. But we're talking about Yawners, man. We're talking about Emmett Yawners, who is like 6'90", 350 something pounds, man. He's like the John Henry version of Man of Steel. Have you ever seen the real Man of Steel, like Shaquille O'Neal's Steel? That's what Deputy Emmett Yawners. He's huge. And, you know, the dudes, they try, man. They try their hardest, man. But he destroys them. Like, he hits them so hard with this, I don't even know what this metal object is. It's almost like a Viking pole, or maybe one of those, machines, the parking machine meters. I don't know what it is. I have no clue, but it hits them so hard, man. I'm telling you, this episode was so violent, man. And at that moment, man, you're sitting here thinking, man, is this justified? Me personally, I don't think so. I don't think that's justice. The justice I wanted was to see the system work. But I guess, man, sometimes, like, you know, Walking Tall movies, sometimes you have to take justice into your own hands. But then you had to think, at what cost? At what cost? And once he's done, you know, killing, once he's done killing, or I guess you could say knocking out one, killing the other, he goes over to Sharp's cell, unlocks it, says the same exact thing. You get past me and you're home free. And Sharp, man, he tries, man. I'm not gonna lie, he tries, man. Even after he said, that's enough, man. They've had enough, you know, for Emmett to stop beating these guys. He tries, man, but Emmett overpowers him, man, and he hits, oh man. He punches him like, I think he broke his ribs, man. I think he might have broke his entire rib cage. Because Sharp dies, man. Like, he chokes on his blood, chokes on something. He's dead. But as he's dying, check this out, man. Check this out. As he's dying, man, like, Emmett begins to punch his face, man. He punches him left, right. Well, his right hand has the brass knuckles. Well, once he goes left, right, maybe like 2 or 3 times, he stops going left, right, and he just goes right. Just. And he punches this dude so hard that he cracks his skull, pushes his face in towards his eye socket. And now, we're talking about Banshee here, man. So everything that you see on Banshee is absolutely there. Like, you see it on Banshee. You remember with the albino, man, when the albino's neck was snapped with the weight, you saw that. Well, you got to see that tonight too, and I was just like, oh my gosh, man, like, what? I don't know, man, and like I say, man, you know, I think that this episode brings forth those questions about, you know, the conversation, man. What is justice, man? Is it justified, the things that happen tonight? And I don't know, man. I mean, you know, you take a life, you give a life. I don't know, man. I know that I wasn't comfortable with it. I tell you that much. I didn't agree with it. No, I didn't. Absolutely not. And after all that's done, you know, the call comes in to Lucas Hood. He takes Kelly and himself. He goes back to Banshee PD with Brock. Brock starts working on, you know, keeping the other two skinheads alive. They're calling the paramedics. Deputy Yawners inside of Lucas Hood's office gives up his badge and his nameplate. And I think that that's it. I think that he's gone. I think that his story ends there. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel. I don't know, man. Obviously, you know, I'm gonna keep watching Banshee, man. This is, it's too good to stop now. Once you come into Banshee, you can't stop. You know, tonight's episode was crazy. There's no denying it, man. It doesn't make any sense. It's especially, you know, a character that you care about, a character like, you know, for me, I can relate to. You just don't want to see him go out like that, man. You know, he was, I mean, the entire season 1, man, he's just calm, he's cool, he's collected, he's Yawners, man. He was the voice of reason, man. You had Yawners and you had Brock that were like, seriously, the voice of reason, man. Like, you wouldn't do anything wrong in front of them, man. And most importantly, man, Yawners was the one that backed up Lucas Hood, man. When Brock was going crazy, man, Yawners would always say, that's the boss. Brock's not going to do that. You know, Brock's investigating Lucas Hood right now. You know, he's turning in all the information to Gordon. He's stabbing Lucas in the back. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't say really anything else besides I don't know. We know that Meg is alive, man, and that's good, man. So I guess Emmett and Meg, they'll go on to live out their life together or something. I don't know, man. I don't know when we'll see him again, man. But tonight's episode was about Deputy Emmett Yawners, man. It was his episode. It's called Evil for Evil. You know, the skinheads, they got their revenge on Emmett. Emmett got justice, in a sense, if that's the type of justice you believe in. If that's the type of justice that you believe in. I can't put any more emphasis, man. I can't reiterate that more. I cannot not say it. You know what I'm saying? I can't just say, oh, well, it's okay. No, you have to talk about that, man. You have to make sure that people understand that, man. Is it really justice? I don't know, man. I think we're going to be talking about this episode for a long, long time, man. I'm not finished with this. This is 20 minutes. We're going on 20 minutes right now. That's how much this episode touched me, man. That's how much this episode has affected me. And it's 1:27 in the morning right now, on March 1st, 2014. I want to thank you guys, man, again, for tuning in. I want to thank all you Banshees out there, man, for continuing to watch the show. Please continue to support Cinemax, man. Support Banshee, the cast, the crew, the director. It's an amazing team. The writers are amazing. It's Oscar weekend, and I'm pretty sure that no one's going to be talking about that, man. There should be Oscars. There should be Emmys. There should be Grammys. There should be... This show is a perfect show. Cinematically, musically. There is an amazing array of talent. And I think people need to know about that, all right? I'm out of here, man. That's it. And I hope to see, man, Emmett again. I hope to see him again, man. And if not, man, then I hope that we I mean, to be honest, man, I don't think we're gonna see him again, because the after credits scene, it showed you his desk, it showed you his dad, it showed you a picture of the future, it showed you another picture of Emmett and Meg, and they were happy together. and they showed his badge on the table, and I think that's it. That's the end of his story. I don't know though, but I hope that we see him again. This show is, I'm telling you, this final season, man, this season finale, it's gonna shatter something. Some characters are not gonna make it out of here, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say that officially on the record. People that we care about, characters, they're dead. They're gonna die. So prepare yourself. If something like this happens tonight, imagine what's gonna happen in the near future. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for listening. That's way over time. 20 minutes. Wow.